Good day. This is Creed Bratton, and you are listening to Under the Influence of Jordan Elliott.
Welcome to another episode of Influence with Jordan Elliott. Today we are sitting down with an extraordinary actor, musician, and singer-songwriter, Creed Bratton. Creed, I had so much fun looking over your wiki page. Your career has been so extraordinary, so many different things. Most of my peers probably know you from The Office. Before all of that, you were part of a hugely successful rock band back in the 60s, the Grassroots. I can't imagine being a rock star back in the 60s. That had to be insane. Can you maybe start off by sharing your favorite story from back then?
You know, Jordan, a lot of people look and say, my God, Creed, what a life you've had. I know The Office was great, they would say, but to be in the 60s, the summer of love, in a rock band with all the stuff. And I know on paper it looks great, Jordan, but I'm a very reluctant rock star. I don't like to party. I don't enjoy all the debauchery and stuff like that. And we partied hard. Led Zeppelin were compared to us. Remember, I was sitting in the room one day and in a hotel room after a show, and the bass player was going, "Hey, Creed," he said, "throw this TV out the window." And I went, "All right." I threw it out, but my heart wasn't in it. Reluctant rock star. I would wake up in the morning and go, "Oh man, I got to do drugs again today." But I soldiered on because I made a commitment to be a rock star.
You just said that you were reluctant to be a rock star. I
It's a bit I do in my show. That was the best. Come on. Come on. Come on. It was so much fun, you know. We got to be adolescents.
One of the things I saw when researching you that really interested me was Playboy After Dark.
Oh,
What happened with that? I gotta know how you ended up being on that show.
it's just because they invite you down for a little celebrity bud touch down at Hughes in the hot tub. You're going to show up. And they're beautiful. I mean, gorgeous. They were the most gorgeous women in LA there at the time. So why wouldn't I show up?
Yeah, yeah. There's so many different things you did in your career. Do you have any favorite bands that you worked with back in the 60s?
Oh my God. Well, that was the whole thing for me. That was the joy, is to get to see all those amazing bands. I mean, we toured with Creedence Clearwater, the Beach Boys, the Doors.
Wow.
We toured with Cream when on their first tour. They were fighting with each other at the time, but they'd get on stage and they'd fight with their instruments. And I got to see Eric Clapton at the time with Cream. I also saw him when I was in Europe, and I was with this group called the Young Californians. We played all over Europe, North Africa, Beirut, Israel. We went everywhere. I almost wanted to give up playing guitar because he was unconsciously good. There's people that are just savants. We were playing with the Young Rascals, the Young Rascals, and Moby Grape, one of their first shows. They came out and did Omaha and put the fear of God in me because they were so good.
Had to
It
be
was,
incredible.
it was incredible. But those moments are always, I have those. They always stay with me, you know.
So many great experiences there. I saw that you're an LA guy, if I'm not mistaken.
I was born in LA, but when I was two, my father died in the war. So my mom and I moved up by Yosemite, and I grew up in a small town up in a little western town up in the mountains of California, by almost close to the Nevada border. Till I went to college, that's where I was there. And then after college, I went off to Europe, and then in '66, I came back to LA, and then I've been here ever since. LA's my home. Yeah.
Yeah. Were you impacted by the wildfires at all? There's been
Oh gosh, a few of my friends lost their homes. Brent Spiner, Data from Star Trek, is a
yeah.
buddy, and he lost his place. And my heart goes out to him and his family. But it's still not. We're not over it. We're not over it. You can't even go out to the Palisades because it's so closed off. It's rough.
Well, prayers for all of them. Hoping everyone is safe and everyone could find their way back after that.
Yep, yep.
If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Influence with Jordan Elliott, sitting down with the legendary actor, musician, singer-songwriter Creed Bratton.
Not very funny today. Jordan. I want to say I'm a little more taciturn and more serious than normal. But that's
What do
how
you
I
think
woke
is
up.
what do you think is in the air today that's making
I
you?
don't know. It's just the way I woke up, maybe in a serious mood. I just got back from the Mardi Gras. I was in New Orleans shooting a film.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and ate some amazing food and should be in a I'll get it back.
What film were you filming in Mardi Gras?
I really don't know if I can even talk about that yet because they might want to keep me as a cameo, and we'll see if it makes it in. I recently a while back shot this movie called The Sisters Brothers, and I was there and had a scene with Joaquin Phoenix, with John C. Riley, and they were really really good. They were getting back and forth in the movie, and then at the end when the movie came out, I could see myself talking to Joaquin, but all that stuff I found out from the producer said he kept putting it out. He loved it. Then he'd take it out, then he'd put it back in. And finally, the movie was just too long. So that's one of the things. I'm just like, as an actor, that's crushing, especially if you're doing really good work. And you can either let it get you down or you can say, okay, the next one, I'll be doing good work. And maybe that will stay in. We'll see. It's kind of tough, Jordan, because everybody wants me to play someone making soup. I just get three chairs, quack, 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 quack. They want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not that guy. I'm an actor.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to say I would love to see Joaquin Phoenix and Creed Bratton on screen together. That's
Me too. Me too. It's there
unfortunate.
somewhere, but it's not in the movie.
Speaking of your character on The Office, I saw in an interview that you did with Rainn Wilson that you actually helped develop the character of Creed on the show.
I did. I had been on the show Bernie Mac.
Mm-hmm.
Ken Kwapis, who shot the first 6 episodes rather, and he also came in some other episodes. And he shot the finale when I sang my song.
Yeah.
He heard that I was in the Grassroots. He was a big music fan, so he went sent out to Amoeba Records, and his assistant brought some vinyl back, which I signed for him. And then when I heard he was doing the American Work, the original title was The Office, an American Workplace. I heard this and I loved the Ricky Gervais show. That little feeling I had said, you need to get on the show. So I did an unprecedented thing. I circumvented the casting process. I did a ins run, Hail Mary, and got around the whole thing. And I called him up and said, hey, it's Creed. He said, hey, Creed. He was kind of surprised, He said, listen, I know you're doing blah, blah, blah. Is there any way that I could come and audition for that? And he said, well, we've already auditioned. And he said, but if you want to come and sit in the background, you'd have to be a background actor. But his words were, I'll see if, I'm not guaranteeing anything, if we can work you into the mix. That was all I needed to hear. I was there 2 weeks in the background. I started getting some lines on Diversity Day. Then I was the voice for the coal mine where they go down to the mine. He wants to do a trip. Let's take them. There's a trip. That's my voice. So I wrote what would happen if Creed Bratton from the Grassroots stayed stoned on psychedelics and stuff like this, and just drifted off into the East Coast. So I made up all this hypothetical stuff, funny. And then without telling anybody, I didn't tell my kids. I didn't tell my son or my daughter, my friends. Nobody. I just got it right straight to Greg Daniels. A few days later, They said, oh my God, you're really funny.
Some of the best one-liners on that show came out of you.
Oh, thank you, man. And so then they gave me the 6.5-page scene with Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Talk about it, make it. And I didn't know at the time they were going to keep one of us, Devin Abner, who was across the other desk from me in the background, or myself. If I'd have known that, that would have put maybe way too much pressure on me. As it were, I knew those lines backwards and forwards. I knew that stuff. And Steve is such a great actor to work with. So that, he's so giving and, no attitude, no ego whatsoever. He's just a pro. And lucky me, right? Wow.
People think that you're just like your character on the show.
Oh, right.
In real life. What is the craziest rumor about yourself that you've heard from elsewhere?
That I didn't have an alien father. Bad information right there. That I was a normal human being. Please. I couldn't do what I do if I was a normal human being.
Yeah. You're from another planet.
Enough about me, Jordan. Let's talk about you. I heard you're working as an intern on the Fallon show, right?
That's been a good time.
By the way, let me if you can slip this into Jimmy. So it was the Emmys, where we shot this thing where there's a whole special. It was shown in the Emmys, and we had Kim Kardashian, and we had all these guys on the show, and I'm there, and Aaron from Breaking Bad, he walks in the office with some. He says, "Hi." He's got some crack cocaine, right? He says, "Hi, is Creed here?" Hey man, hey Jesse, how you doing? He says Creed. He said, "What's going on?" Don't worry about it. Oh, I go, "Hey everybody, my crack okay here." my crystal meth. So Jimmy though came up to me after the show and he said, "That got the biggest laugh." So he came up and shook my hand. I said, "Oh man, little things like that." So thank him for me. Let me show you something right here. You heard this?
Tao Pop, yes. The brand new album. Let's hear a little bit about this record. What was the inspiration going into this one? I want to hear all about this album.
I mean, I got a lot of albums with some really good songs on it. There's no doubt about it. But this one, as far as 10 songs that they're all over the place, because I'm a very eclectic songwriter.
Mm.
Sometimes I'll write a little more of a jazzy thing, then I'll write a folk thing, or I'll write a pop. We started this with the Grammy Award-winning, my good dear friend Dave Way.
Mm.
A multi-talented genius, Dylan O'Brien. I got to play these names at this. They need to hear it. And I myself am a humble man, as you see already. We went in there, and so Tallgrass, the single, which is a video now, the Tallgrass video's out now, which is cool, right? You saw that.
I saw the video. I felt like I was in the 60s taking psychedelics when I saw
There you go. That was the
special effects. Magnificent in this video.
That's the Open the Portal of my dear friends David Braun and his crew. So I'm in this studio and we can't get anybody in because it's COVID. So
Wow.
it's just the three of us went in there. We didn't want to bring other musicians in. So I'm singing and playing acoustic guitar on Tallgrass. That's just me singing and acoustic guitar, just laying it down like that. And I put lead guitar on it. And then later on, we had a drum machine. We brought Dave Tweedy in on drums, and then Dylan O'Brien added some stuff. And then I became friends with Elliott Easton from the Cars.
Mm.
And he's such a great lead guitar player. And I said, you know what, if I get Elliott to play lead guitar and put him on this thing, I'll take my part off, because Elliott's got this pizzazz. And he heard the song and said, yes, I'd love to play on it. So he came into the studio and we finished that up. And then the other song that at the same time during COVID, Breathe Easy.
Mm.
I'm again, just voice and guitar, but I'm going, take me, very bossa nova, far away. Now Dylan hears it and he goes, wow, what if we doubled the beat? And all of a sudden it's flying by and then everything else happened. Amazing.
How many years you been working on this album?
We worked on a couple of years. This new band I'm working with Charlie Farragher and Tim Hockenberry, Sebastian Lawrence, they play in a couple of songs. Corner of the Universe, which is a kind of like a tongue-in-cheek. There's no global warming. It's like I'm saying, it's all going to be fine. It's all going to be fine. Yeah, I wish.
I have to ask right now, just because it's in the news this week. The Office's sequel series, The Paper, Oscar Nunez is coming
back.
Yes,
good. He's the guy that off the set that just can, without even trying, to make you laugh. And he's a good friend. We go every 6 weeks to a sushi place here in LA and have
no
sushi.
Way.
We've been friends for a long, long time. It could, and it totally makes sense to me that he'd be on the show. Yeah.
Do you stay in contact with any of your other former castmates from The Office?
Well, pretty much so. Yeah. I don't see John or Steve because they're working and John's in New York, but everybody else that I can think of, not either Ed or Phyllis, but everybody else. Yeah.
I met Kate Flannery a few years ago. She's delightful. I love her.
She's wonderful. Yeah.
Is there any chance that we could see a return of Creed Bratton, the character, on the new series?
Well, that's funny you just asked, Jordan, because Rain, when they first made a statement to Greg, I think he said, Creed, if anybody needs to be on the show, it's just Creed sitting there. I don't even have to have lines, just sitting there at a desk as they walk through. They're even at a desk in the back. They don't address it. They don't. That's it. That would be enough.
You had some great visual gags on the show, like the Halloween gag with the blood on the shirt. That's such an icon.
Ah,
I
well, then you have
honestly,
to play the Joker. I
yeah,
love
oh,
the
that was
Joker.
great. They should have put you in the new Joker movie with Joaquin side by side, your Joker and his Joker.
I could be this Joker that he uses to go out to get shot, yeah.
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 What do you think your character would be doing right now in life?
He wouldn't obviously be in jail. I think he'd probably have an affair with his female lawyer. He would trade positions with somebody else and sneak out in a laundry basket. He'd have the same disguise he had on the finale
Hmm.
with the bald head and the long beard. Same suit. And
Yeah.
he'd be around doing some kind of health scam. He'd be working on a few. Now that I just thought of it, I went, no, it's too good to share.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see him on TV in a few years with the new series.
I am working with my friends Open the Portal on a project. We're trying to get this thing out there right now. There is something with Creed for a TV show being kicked around LA right now. But again, let's just wait and see what happens. I've been busy working on doing films. I've got 4 in the can.
Is there a date for your next one?
This is not my purview, my friend. Creed
Oh,
just goes, emotes brilliance, retreats into his shell, and out again to the world.
well, Creed, I can't wait to see what you have coming up. The brand new album, Tao Pop, is out right now. Music video for Tall Grass. I think everyone needs to see this video.
Oh, man. Yes, Jordan.
This has been Influence with Jordan Elliott. I'll see you next time.